Welcome everybody to Three Beards of Wrestling podcast. I'm your host Shane. Next to me, next to me is
Which way?
Adrian, and
Yes.
and I always think it's like opposite, so I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
So Adrian, and then under Adrian is Brian Horan.
Yeah.
What's going on?
How's everybody this weekend?
How's your guys' Monday going?
You know, it's a Monday. I decided to do a little yoga. Went for a nice walk. Enjoyed the scenery.
Oh, no, this isn't your profile for Tinder.
Oh, it's not.
No. That's
It's not. It's not.
That was the other.
Oh, I
one.
thought this
was
ain't
the other
the
one.
dating show. Okay, sorry. I got ready for this podcast. There's a lot of topics that we are going to cover tonight, and it's a lot of debauchery and bullshittery that we are going to explore.
Explore would probably be the best way to put it. Yes, because there is like where to start. The wrestling world has been undergoing all this massive stuff, all these things going on, and WWE and stuff like that too. Like
You got.
you have the finally they go through and they get purchased.
Mm-hmm.
Now tied in with UFC. What's the first order of business?
Get rid of Matt Riddle.
Let's.
Well, before we get into all that, why people should explore onto our social medias, and if you guys can follow, like, or I don't know if you subscribe to anything, but there is our Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, spread the word. Gotta get it going. Gotta get some more buzz on that and everything. So
we're working on OnlyFans. So if y'all let us know.
I'm actually working on trying to get us on Spotify. That would be great.
Oh, I thought you said OnlyFans. No, there's something else. Okay, you go ahead.
Same profile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we do have some upcoming shows.
Oh, nice. What's
first? Well, not first. We're kind of going backwards, but October 24th.
House of Horrors.
Yeah,
it's that Smith. You know, it wasn't his fault, right?
It's not his fault. It wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his fault.
This is PCWA in Schuylkill Haven, PA, October 28th. Front row is sold out already.
Sold out.
Gown.
So if you guys are interested in this show, hit one of us up and we can get you guys info. Next on the list is SSW September 30th, where General Kiesel will be there.
Yep. New Revolutions, baby.
Yeah, getting in that tag team turmoil.
I was about to say your match was announced. So.
Yep, me and Django making our Order 66 debut at SSW against Team Baby Daddy and Laszlo and Ed House.
So when you say Django is the D silent?
No, not like the Django, like just.
Oh,
Django.
okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Next up is October 21st, PPCW in Manchester, right down the road from me.
Looks to be a cage match.
Yeah, it definitely be a cage match. You can see it because they look like profile.
Remember when we had BT on, him and Dexter Bates are in a cage match.
Oh,
all right.
And then I believe I am wrestling Aaron Truth.
Aaron
Truth.
Aaron Truth. Okay.
Yeah. He said he's gonna drop knowledge on you and teach you your heathenist ways.
Yeah, like he's gonna teach
like I said, we kind of went backwards on the shows, but in 2 weeks, October 7th at Marysville Lions Club, the celebration of Dr. Paul Williams. It's a memorial show. If you guys need tickets for this, or any information on any of these shows, there are matches are announced already for this show. So we will be going.
Make sure to check too that the doors open at 5. Bell time is at 6. So different bell time than normally, and that too to make sure you're there. Get your ass in a seat by 5 o'clock. That way, 6 o'clock we're ready to roll, rip some heads, and tell them about.
And if you are a CCW regular, or if you went to any indie show in PA, you knew Dr. Paul Williams. He was there. He was almost at every show. He was regular. He was like the doc for CCW. Really, really great man. Please come out and support. He would have loved to have been there.
No, definitely. So there's 4 matches announced for the 7th, and we're gonna go over them and kind of, I guess, give our ideas on them. I guess. I mean, me and Brian's matches were announced, so I guess we can kind of skip that. But so the first match announced is me versus Sam Thompson.
Is he gonna have Valerie in his corner?
That's what it said.
I hope you chop the skin tone off that kid.
Jesus,
you never know. I mean, that'll probably.
I want to hear it from where I'm at.
I've wanted to work Sam for a while now. So I worked him one time, and I think it was his first time at CCW, and we were.
So he was nervous.
We were in McAllisterville, but it was like, I think it was like a 3-way or a 4-way. I don't remember. But all I remember is chopping him and he falls.
No, you gotta go back up.
Now, did you chop him, or are we talking like ping chop, like 2-hand?
No,
like
it was a 1-hand chop.
So okay. So he had internal bleeding. That makes sense.
Yeah. So you chop through him. Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. You hit the turnbuckle
through his skin. So.
You hit the turnbuckle. Don't lie. You just hit the turnbuckle.
It was outside of the ring, so probably I hit a fan in the back row or something.
Oh yeah, probably.
A little sonic wave. Yeah.
I think so. The next matchup, I think it's pretty exciting. I think it's going to be a really good match, and that is Aaron Truth versus Matt Quay. I think this match is going to have a lot of hard hitting and high flying. I feel like
I was in a match with the two of them at Seven Mountains. We were in a cage match, and there were some heavy hitting dudes in there. So I imagine if they take a third guy out of it and it's just the two of them, absolutely, that's gonna be a hard hitting kind of match.
Before we go any further, October 14th, Seven Mountains Wrestling, Mr. Shaq's Fitness Center.
Nice.
I forgot to get the poster, but there is a show October 14th.
They did just release the poster. Looks real good. So
anyways, back to that match, Adrian.
I've worked both of these guys. I've worked with both of these guys, and I got to tell you, they are both extremely talented individuals. They are very knowledgeable in the ring. It is going to be one hell of a match. If you watch Matt Quay work, Matt Quay is very, he has that technical, old school style with a bit of high flying. And Aaron Truth is he's the same thing. He's a hard hitting old school wrestler, very physical in the ring. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be a great match.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
The next matchup is a tag match. It is Big Nasty versus Charm City Connection for the United Triple Crown Tag belts championships. I'm sorry.
Have you gotten a chance to listen to Big and Nasty's theme song when they come out? It's catchy.
Yeah, it is catchy.
They're big. I mean, one of them when they talk, they need subtitles. I'm not gonna say who, but it's gonna be fun to see that. Somebody gonna get flattened.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys, I'm sure Brian will probably remember, but because Adrian, I don't think you were around when they were still wrestling, but they actually used to be a tag team. Alan Cross and Louis G. Rich, like when they first broke in and stuff.
I've seen them wrestle before.
Yeah.
For different companies, and they're good. They are good. They communicate very well in the ring. And good tag team is about communicating with your partner. So it should, another good match, another really good match.
Louis G. Rich was my very first match. He was my very first singles match, so he slapped the shit out of me.
He's
who
fun
my
to
first
work.
match was?
Yep, ready for the next match.
Well, my first match was it was a tag match against Rebel and Mark Mest.
Nice.
Oh man, that finish was a banger.
Jesus Christ. All right, the next match. Rob Noxious
Oh,
versus
man.
General Kiesel for the
Man.
Crown Championship.
I'm gonna wear 2 pairs of pants just in case I shit through the first one. That way I'm good. You know.
You do know that when they tell you to get ready, they mean get ready.
Yeah. Yeah, so it makes sense when he commented last week in that too, and said, "Don't oh God just yet." Oh, now I know why. Now I know why. So,
There's gonna be thumbtacks and all sorts of fun stuff in your future. Ben Gay, I
divorced already.
that's all. You know, that's
True.
before the match.
So I do have to go back to this show I did, just because we were talking about Doc. And I did this show, and they had a picture of him on the outside of the ring, right, on a chair.
Right.
There was a battle royal. I happened to be in the battle royal. Obviously, I'm gonna grab Doc's picture. So I legit grab his picture. I slide into the ring, and I just yell "Stop!" and I lay Doc on the fucking mat, and everyone just like looked at me. And then I forget who it was, but somebody like yelled at me to get the fucking picture out of the ring. Like one of the workers. I'm like, bro, Doc would have loved this shit. Like,
oh my God. Oh yeah.
But I'm like, yo, like, don't get ass hurt. Like,
no, I got a lot of good stuff to say about Doc Williams. Like he cared about you from the time you walked into the building to the time you left. I've been at some shows where the main event's still going on and the doctor leaves and that too. Like Doc Williams was there until everybody was good to go. Yeah. He would see everybody before he left, made sure everybody was good. If you weren't good, he got you good. He made sure that you went where you needed to. He was there for a lot of guys. And not only that, but just like his love for like stuff outside of wrestling and that too. Hearing him talk to guys about different things. So at the least, I think this is going to be such a great evening to be able to actually do something for him and, in his memory and that as well. And what better than a CCW show?
And if you knew Doc, you knew he was funny. The dude was hilarious. He had a twisted sense of humor. So that spot, he probably would have been cracking up about it. You know what I mean? Like
he is definitely he was a very, very funny dude.
Yeah.
As Kayla just said, about him being funny.
Always inappropriate.
Yes, exactly.
And he was so soft spoken. Like when he would throw that, you'd be like, it would throw you off. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you just say? And he's like, I already said it. And then he would just walk off. And you're like, you're the whole night like, did he just say that? He did say that.
Okay. He gave you that look and that laugh, like, and then kind of fly out of frame, like, wait, hold up.
Yeah. Well, rewind that a little bit. I didn't hear that quite. So yeah, a lot of good positive memories and stuff like that too, which is fantastic. I know a lot of the guys showed up for his when we went to his viewing when he passed and stuff like that too. A lot of people that he touched throughout the wrestling world, the outside community outside the wrestling world. So super nice guy. His family is super fantastic. It was nice to get to meet him and stuff like that as well, and be a part of they're a part of our lives as much as we're a part of theirs.
Definitely. Well, let's move on from the sadness and, I guess it's sadness. I don't know.
It depends on where we're going. It could be funny.
Yeah,
how about we move on to that chair shot from AEW?
Oh my God!
Oh Lord, hang on. I'll do the chair shot. I'll recreate it.
That was perfect.
I was working on that like the whole time leading up today. It was pretty. Whoo, boy!
Explain something to me, guys. Explain something to me. Now, these guys getting paid a shit ton of money to look good on national television. They got camera angles all around them. They got, there's a camera here, there's people in the crowd looking at this. And he does some shit like that. Now, if had that been us, and we're not making nowhere near that kind of money, we are IWC. We're part of the IWC. We would have got our asses kicked.
Oh no, Rob would have been running out of the back, swinging a chair, showing us how to do a chair shot, but it would have been wrapped over our heads.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I saw the video. I think it was from
A fan's perspective.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
did they actually get it like on live camera
Yep.
though? Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. It got cut.
Yeah, and so normally when they have that little delay, I know the E does a pretty good job of going through and doing that and like, quick switch to a different camera kind of thing. But that's the power of persuasion. But that's what you have is you have those people that nowadays they're recording and they're I saw it all over before I even saw and heard it on the sheets and stuff like that too. It was all over TikTok. It was all over
everywhere.
Yep. And to your point too is that those guys train day in, day out. Like they don't have an off, their off days are 4 or 5 days a year kind of thing. Yeah. And otherwise that's all they do. And to have a spot like that, like imagine being the guy that's, like there's a safe way to hit somebody. And that's it. There's a 1,000 safe ways to hit somebody, but to not make any contact, nothing. And that too, like, you better not throw a chair shot at all ever again. It would be great though if then they put on their merch shop like best chair shot in the world or something like that.
You got to do something special.
You got to do something like I've done them before in matches and stuff like that too, where I've gone to chop a guy and my chops suck and I know they do. And usually it's the guy lights me up afterwards, but like I play on that whole thing kind of thing just because I throw shitty chops and that's what I do. But to
there's more of this on the indies too, because like there's been, I mean, I can't remember the companies or anything. I mean, I don't care if I would say it, but if I remember, because I really don't care.
Delta.
But there has been shows I've been on and they're supposed to be in like a hardcore match or something. And they swing like chairs, and then like they'll swing it good, and then right when they get to somebody, they just
lay off. Yep.
Yeah.
They get alligator.
I'm like, and people wonder why, like people.
The F word gets passed around.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't even want to say it, but and it's shitty because then like you go to our shows and it's like.
They hit you hard and they're like, that wasn't hard enough.
Yeah,
my grandma didn't feel it too. Like,
right?
They need to hit? Yeah, But I mean, those are those things that they just need to go through and you perfect it. Or like people that do matches where it's a chairs match and they use a chair once in the match.
Yeah,
right.
What was the point of the chairs match? You've got people that have a dog collar match. I know I sat next to Mark Mest watching a dog collar match and like just hearing his perspective of it. I think they used the dog collar maybe once. And I'm like, he's like, that was the whole entire match. Is that otherwise they were just two dudes that just could whip each other as they wanted. That had no premise to it. It had no purpose to it. So those are things that like, if you're in that match, you're in that gimmick, like you gotta think that way. You gotta like, yeah.
You're supposed to be like, I think, a lot of that gets missed when it comes to training because people aren't as tough as they used to be, and I hate to say it that way, but they're not as tough as they used to be. Anybody that comes out of the fort, anybody who's trained at the fort, and then they go and do hardcore anywhere else, we get this stigma and this complaint that we're way too rough. No, it's realism. I'm safe when I hit you. Like I wrestle people hardcore, and they're like, Jesus Christ, man, that was wow. And I'm like, that was nothing. I was taking it easier.
You're like, you hold on for this next one.
Yeah. And it's always, oh man, you really got me. And I was like, I'm supposed to. And I was like, I was expecting you to hit me a hell of a lot harder because this stuff is designed to make sound. It's designed to like, boom, there's an impact there. Yep. Like that whole shot, you could have hit him safely on the thigh and got part of the ring at the same time, not giving away too much. But boom, you would have got the same sound. You would have reverberated. Just kind of dropped the chair at the same time. Would have smack, boom, big sound. But to completely miss,
yeah. I mean, and there's like I said, I mean, there's a lot of that shit. And my favorite of all time is when I'm at a show and I see this stuff, and they think it's like the best fucking thing they have ever fucking done. And they like walk around like their shit don't stink, and they're the fucking greatest fucking hardcore or wrestler in the world. And apparently they don't watch their shit back.
No,
Like I'm not saying I'm the best or I'm good or whatever, because I mean I still go back and watch my first match I ever had.
I think mine should be erased from YouTube. Like that'd be okay. But you got to be open to that criticism and that too.
Yeah.
If you know, and that too is that those are the guys that you're like, hey man, it didn't look great, but here's what you could work on. No, man, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. They don't realize that gets back to their trainer. That gets back to like that word travels fast, real quick. Like, you know, Rob will never hear, you know, like, hey, you know what? Ping was at this show and that too completely disrespected my talent or whatever too.
Right.
It's just what you do. If you have an issue with him or whatever too, you'll pull him off to the side, talk to him one-on-one. If they get pissy about it, like a lot of times, you know, the shoe fits, lace that bitch up. So
yeah, exactly. I did a spot with a kid. It was a tables match, and if there was a ladder set up, and he threw me into the ladder, and I took the ladder like you're supposed to. And we go in the back, and he was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." Why? He was like, "You hit that ladder pretty hard." I was like, "I was supposed to." I was like, "You don't understand like how the physics of this works." It was like the more you throw your body into it and just kind of relax and stop bracing, the better it is for you. And he was like, that ladder just kind of shot at everywhere. I was like, yeah, I was supposed to.
You know, and I mean, some people aren't like us. I mean, we are definitely
a weird breed.
We work completely fucking different, and especially, you know, when you get those matches that are intergender matches, the vagina stops at the ring.
Yep, that's how we're talking.
I remember being in a training at Rob's school and that too, and there was a girl training, and he was like, "You hit her like a fucking dude because she's gonna hit you like a fucking dude." And there were some guys they were like, "Oh, but she's a girl," and then when she laid him out, they were like, "Oh,
yeah."
Oh. It's like no, that's they're in this business the same way we are. We don't go out of our way to, you know, beat the living snot out of each other kind of thing, you know, but we're being safe about it and we can look good doing it and everything too. So, comment Zachary Clark, like death matches are on a way different level.
Yes. We'll get to that So yeah, I think like girls earn their way to be a fucking wrestler.
Yes.
They have to work fucking 10 times harder than men.
Yep.
So yeah, they should be treated like a fucking man when they're in the ring. I'm not saying go fucking balls fucking deep on. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. But like, don't go like crazy on her.
Wrong form.
But like, you know, you gotta. I mean, they work just as hard as you, or even harder. So like, I know I wrestled Rebecca Payne, in a hardcore match, and I told her, I said, "Fucking hit me, like you're a girl, like hit me."
You're supposed to.
And I did not. I hit her just like I would hit fucking Jamal, Brian, you like.
No, you didn't. You didn't hit it like you hit me. So.
No.
Let's be real. You have a special place in your heart for the way you hit me. That's how I know you love me. Is the way
the difference is like I know you could fucking take it, until I found out you had a concussion.
Like, he could take it once he woke up.
Yeah. But I mean, did I feel bad the next time I saw her because she was all fucking bruised up and shit? I mean, a small part of my heart, but like it's wrestling. Like
it's not ballet.
Yeah. Well, like we had Izzy on here. Like I wrestled Izzy 1-on-1 and that too, and she's a tough chick. Like she trains hard in that too. But like you said too, is that she's got more to prove and stuff like that too. So a lot of them have a lot to prove and that too. That it's like you could look a certain way, be lavish in what you do, but if you don't have the gift of gab or you don't have what it takes in there and that too, it is much harder. So they do have harder to, they have a lot more to prove, especially as women's wrestling is evolving and you have like women's divisions that are evolving and getting that, you have some that people, are like, oh man, this is the go to the bathroom match kind of thing. But then you have other matches that are like, holy shit, that was better than like a male title match kind of thing. Just
exactly.
Hard they hit. I went to the WWE event and that too, and I was watching Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus the whole time, and I swear that was one of the better nights of the match of the entire night.
And Trish got fucked up.
Oh man, she would have been better. She would have been better getting busted open than having that big old hematoma on her forehead.
And like girls are fucking. I mean, girls wrestling. I mean, I'm not even going to say today because even back then it wasn't really wrestling. It was, they were used as like
eye candy.
Yeah, like bra and panty matches and shit. Like
exactly.
But like now that they're main eventing, they're setting all these things, and I don't know if you guys started watching the Wrestlers thing on Netflix.
Yes, I've seen the whole thing. I've seen the whole thing.
Like,
yeah.
I do have to say, like, the Haley J girl, like, I mean, she's a heel, but, like, she made me fucking hate her. And I'm like, and I'm in the business, but, like, and it's good, but, I mean, women are, like, on a different fucking level right now. Like, there's so many good women that are out there right now that are workers, and I don't think they get enough credit for that shit. Like, I mean, there's that one promotion that a lot of them work at. Wow or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Which that's cool because it's all women's show.
Yeah, but I think during the whole Netflix thing, there was something that kind of got leaked during the interview with Haley, or she wasn't necessarily with her, but she was talking to another worker, and they were talking about how they do things, and that. I saw some backlash about it, saying that they're not actual wrestlers; they're more like actors doing certain stuff. Where Haley and her mom was like, she's a deathmatch veteran. If you watch the show, you can see Rebecca Payne working her in a deathmatch, and I'm like, I popped for that. I was like, oh fuck, that's Rebecca, yeah. You know what I mean? Like. And it goes to show you, like, regardless of how you look, if you can't work, you're not gonna make it. Like, and there's a lot of women who don't want to be just eye candy. I worked Izzy, and she's clocked the shit out of me, dropping that elbow, and I'm like, ooh, that was good. Ooh, that was good. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird watching, like you said, the progression of how. When it first started to where it is now, you got legitimate badasses who are actually professional wrestlers. Ronda Rousey, judo medalist, UFC champion, ex-UFC champion. You like legitimately can hurt you. Shayna Baszler legitimately can hurt you, and they're professional wrestlers. You know what I mean? Like, so it's good to see that evolution and them finally getting some credit. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, it's funny because just on the girl subject is, I forget what I was watching. And me and Kayla were watching something, and they showed the brawl and panty match. Like, it was like a clip of it. And she's like, and she said something about the women. I said, you think that's bad? Like, you should have saw what they did to the women in ECW.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they did some crazy shit in ECW with the girls there.
Yeah. But some of them took them spots, though. Like, Francine getting power drive and her bouncing out of the fucking, like.
You got Mae Young going through a table from, so. Yeah.
She 820
years old, so.
Kayla has been watching wrestling. She's been watching She watches the wrestlers thing with me. She's been watching Heels with me, and really any wrestling I've read on lately. But
I love Heels. I love that show.
Dude, I'm so mad how they ended the last
Oh,
episode.
I was like, no.
And then the new episode didn't come out last week.
That was it. The way they ended, that was the end of the season.
No, there was like I thought there was 11 episodes like the first one.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
he was just talking about that at dinner. He's like, I don't know why there's not another episode yet. And I was like, did they finish it? He's like, no. And then he had that look of like, oh shit, maybe they did. Oh, you bastards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to watch Heels because like the way they ended season 2 is like
it's crazy.
Why would you end it like that?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's a really good show.
And it's a fear that like everybody who is working has. Everybody has this fear. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do in the ring. Everybody has this fucking fear. And the way that I was like, that was beautiful. Yeah. That was beautiful. It was good seeing AJ Lee get in there too. So that was nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool seeing that. But I mean, it's a really good show overall. I mean, and it definitely like it kind of shows what like promoters really go through and what some talent goes through. I mean, and women especially too. I mean,
yeah,
you know, Crystal going through, you know, being treated like that until she actually could show what she could do, and
she was the best wrestler in the company. You know what I mean? Like one of the best. So it was yeah. Oh yeah. I remember I would talk to Rob about it whenever I would see him, and I was like, "Yo, did you watch that?" He goes, "Yeah, that was crazy, right? Fuck, it was nuts."
Yeah, I guess that was the last episode. I'm so mad now. Adrian, you just ruined my night.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's okay. Your wife put on there that she's gonna cry, so you gotta deal with her afterwards. Oh, yeah. And, well, you know.
Yo, but she'd be like getting into it too, and I'm like, yo, this is like,
it's
like
nice.
So she didn't watch the first season at all.
Really?
Yeah, she just started watching the second season, and she got into it. I'm like,
yeah. You got to see the first season. You got to watch the first season.
It's like the same thing with like Dexter. She didn't want to watch Dexter until she started watching the first episode. She was like, all right, see next episode. And now we can't. Now she won't stop watching it.
I've created a monster.
I'm like, yo, you're gonna burn out Amazon Prime because you watch it so fucking much.
They do keep tabs on how much you watch it, and they keep it in rotation. I would know because the Pacific Rim was in rotation for an extra 3 months because of my household. I guarantee you, because that movie was on every night. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, sweet Jesus Christ. Yes. Amen. Amen, Rob. Amen. Amen.
I was going to say what I thought about it. That segment looked awful.
I didn't see it.
It was the camera angle on it looked really bad. Like it was like you could tell like it was a safe dive and stuff like that too that he went through, and it's like nah, that didn't look good. And
he hesitated. He hesitated. He hesitated big time.
And especially for like, but I feel bad for like, I mean, I don't feel bad because they're getting paid really well. But those guys that are in that huge limelight, like they've got to be like on point. Anybody who's part of that bloodline storyline and stuff like that too, they cannot hesitate. They cannot, they got to be good on the mic. They got to be good, because they mess up once, it's going to derail that train that they've been riding. WWE's been riding on for more than 3 years. So
right, and
I think they should have never took Sammy out of it. That was so entertaining.
Oh, he was funny. He was funny
with Sammy. That shit was so entertaining.
Yeah. But I feel like it elevated it and put it somewhere different. It was nice, like going to an event though, and it wasn't all bloodline matches and everything too. It was nice. It was refreshing and that too, and I think they needed that and everything too. But The Rock's going to be the one to dethrone Roman.
Well, yeah, that's why they cut all those people because they had to pay The Rock to come.
Exactly. I mean, he may break the terms again.
Can we talk about those cuts?
Yes.
Yes, please. Let's talk about. Okay. So Who was most surprising?
Most surprising for me was Dolph Ziggler. That was my big one.
What about you, Shane?
Mine was Emma.
Shut up.
She's a repeat offender. It doesn't count.
The first firing or the second firing?
No, I would have to say Dolph because Dolph is really good. But I'm sure his indie bookings are gonna fucking skyrocket.
Oh my God, Dolph Ziggler was a surprise.
Ziggler would have been better. He had with all the issues that he had with getting injured, the concussions and stuff like that too. I know that hurt him in the long run, and that too, and that sucks. I would say also though, is that Shelton Benjamin? I feel like he still has some miles on that guy. Like he looks in incredible shape, and that too. And I don't think he ever like really truly hit his peak because for the longest time just living underneath, in the shadows and stuff like that too of Kurt Angle.
Yeah, him and Charlie Haas. Yeah.
Another one was Mustafa.
That they just had a video package of him 3 weeks ago on NXT where he was doing his whole presidential shit, and all of a sudden he's cut.
I don't know if you guys follow his stuff on like TikTok and stuff, but like there's like a lot of stuff. Like I guess he has a school or whatever, and he'd be doing some cool ass shit and like chain and everything. Like there's some really cool shit that he does, and he's so good. Like
I don't think out of those three guys are not going to be on the street wall. I hate to say it, they're not. They're going to get picked up immediately because Dolph Ziggler, his 90-day compete clause has been expired. He's been working without a contract for 3 months, and that's been expired. Mustafa Ali, Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, they may have to wait a little bit, but I guarantee you, somebody's gonna pick them up and call them.
And then you have the girl from AEW that they picked up in that too. She's still training and all that stuff or whatever too. So it's like, they pick up some of these other people that, was it worth the trade? I mean, there's sometimes when they do these releases, you're like, I didn't even know they still work for the company.
You have to see
it. Just look at Carlito.
Yeah.
Carlito got signed and isn't doing anything.
No, I think he's backstage.
No, I thought he got signed to be active talent though.
I think he is backstage.
Oh.
I know. You had guys who have been on TV in like 4 or 5 months too, like Madcap Moss. You haven't seen him. Top Dollar's ain't been on TV in 3 months, and they're gone.
You have I feel like Hit Row really hasn't even hit a stride. Like they can't catch on to it because I feel like they've already got that taken care of. Like Street Profits, they already have they already had that dynamic and that stuff like that and everything too.
And AEW has a tag team that is basically the same thing with a better rapper.
Yeah, and that does better dives to the outside.
Yes.
You know who really got me? Dana Brooke.
Oh yeah,
did it get you in your feels or
it got me everywhere?
No, it was actually a very glad moment because I don't think she's too good.
I wasn't worried about wrestling. I was worried about other stuff.
It's okay. She'll do OnlyFans. That's fine. She'll do.
No, please don't. I ain't got no money.
Like Jason Holt said too, is that like people are like coming back and stuff like that too. Like there's been a lot of appearances with Randy Orton lately, and that too. Like people taking video. That's the thing with social media now. Like there is nothing that can be like hidden in that limelight anymore because it leaks somewhere. Somebody does and that too. Like you got Randy Orton walking out of the performance center. Like, what's he there for? Oh, just to say hello with his gym bag in hand? Probably not.
Really.
But I mean, you wonder why too is that like they spent all that money, had The Rock come back and do this or whatever too. Is is The Rock there for a long haul? They brought back Nia Jax. Can
we talk about Nia Jax for a second?
Nia Jax is the best woman wrestler on the planet.
I'm gonna hit you in the tip of your nipple if you ever say some shit like that again. Like right in the tip. Not even on the cusp. I'm just right there.
But like, yeah, you got people like that just like her first, and then you're gonna have her finish do a bonsai drop.
And
You might
crush.
have to do a Rikishi driver off the top rope. It'd probably be safer.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give you 3 people, and you got to pick who's the best.
You say Nia Jax twice, I'm gonna punch you.
Nipple slap.
Well, I was going to say Nia Jax, the Repo Man, and Emma.
I'll go Emma for the third time. Third time's a charm.
They'll bring her back in like 2 years, and then
Repo Man. Repo Man. If she's feeling down under, she'll be fine.
Repo Man was the greatest gimmick ever.
My gosh, you and this Repo Man. You know, I
think I'm gonna bring it back.
You should.
Repo Man.
You should. You should. You definitely should.
Sounds right up your alley.
Oh my god. So you guys saw the spot with her, right? Now, I was annoyed. I was annoyed when she did the drop and didn't protect the person she was hitting because her hands came off.
No, she was like straight abdomen,
straight crushing.
Yeah,
but that's not what pissed me off. What pissed me off?
The face afterwards,
the paint brushing. I would have fuck kayfabe. I'm punching you in the damn face.
Yeah. Yeah, like that was, and to do that to like Rhea Ripley and that too, like you're their top woman, like on top of the world right now, and you're just gonna disrespect her and just face wash her like that. Like,
I think she said something to the effect of "Get the fuck off me," like when she was down too, because you saw her lips move.
I would too if you landed right on my solar plex and I can't breathe.
And then you start slapping me in the face. I'm stabbing you. I'm going to jail.
Made it a thing because she did it again when she attacked the next person. She did the same thing and then paintbrushed their face afterwards. And I was like, "That's that. How to get Heat 101 in the back room?"
yeah, because now they're gonna kick you in the kneecap.
Yeah. I mean, and she could have a good gimmick. She has a good look to her. She dropped a lot of weight. She got better in physical condition, but she's just dangerous.
She's sloppy in the ring. You can't say sloppy in the ring unless you try.
Like her, like Alicia Fox when she used to, be in WWE and that too.
How many people talk about Alicia Fox?
But I mean, like, all those people that go through and they cause all those injuries and stuff like that too. But like for some reason, somewhere, somebody's like, "Oh, they good though. They're good though." I know they cause injuries, but they're good though.
I would much have Alicia. She was safer than Nia Jax. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. Alicia Fox was safer than Nia Jax. I said it.
Who was that chick with the red hair that was like super unsafe?
What
was her name?
Marie or something like that.
Was it Marie? I forget.
Oh, yeah. Was it Ava?
Yeah.
It was Ava something, but yeah.
I mean, she was good to look at,
they're like rocket red hair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was some bad.
Kayla said, "Don't you talk about Ava? That's my homie."
Jason.
Marie. There you go. So I thought it was Ava Marie. So okay. But yeah, stuff like that, like some of those ones that you see, you're like, oh man, puts them in the same category as some of those masked fellas that
right,
little botchamanias over there.
Yeah, that rhymes with Sin Cara.
Yeah. Sorry, that was Shane's next gimmick. He was going to use a trampoline to get in the ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
my gut would hit the rope before I even get into the ring. So.
And some of those people,
okay. I'm coming in the ambulance.
When they do the high flyer stuff and that too, there's always risk for something going wrong in that too. But like if you go to do it, and especially, oh my gosh, okay, so talk about like finishes. If you go for a finish and you hit it wrong or you mess it up, don't do it again. Then you have the finish for the AEW and that too, and you have Moxley take the finish twice.
Oh, that was the ref's fault.
So, but I mean, like right now, so you have like, and I can imagine like people like Zach Carlucci were sitting there just going like, what the fuck were you doing? Like,
they need to sign Carlucci and he needs to train all the motherfuckers.
But I mean, like you guys got stuff like that like they hit the finish. He looked like he was pinned and he was like, that was a 2. No, that was a 3, buddy. Like that was, and they
You
said
saw
he was taking notes from the back and stuff like that too, that they were saying something or whatever too, but they were saying Moxley was hurt, but that was shame on him if Moxley was hurt to not check it, catch it, and call it.
we even as workers, right? Refs go through the same training as we do. They're supposed to know, like, you do it so you can see there's an issue.
Yep.
They're trained to count to 3. It's the worker's job to kick out, because I'm going to count to 3. And if you are too tired, if you fuck this up, that is on you, because my job as a ref is to count to 3. The ref goes 1, 2, and stops, and then doesn't do anything, and like moves Moxley's arm, and you see him go, "You motherfucker."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he gets picked up, dropped back on his head again.
The same thing. Now the thing is, going forward, now that finish isn't as strong of a finish now, because he, it took twice to go through and hit him with the same finish to get somebody down. Like, what's that going to happen if he faces bigger people and stuff like that too? So that puts that person in a tough spot. And now that's how many issues now lately. So like that takes the limelight off of what's going on in WWE and everything too, because all these botches that are going on in AEW, and they're guys that, and these things that are going on by these guys, it's not their first rodeo. It ain't their first show. It's not, they've been doing this, like, to make those simple mistakes. It's one thing if you go to do a lucha move and you jump up to the rope and your foot slips. It happens. You get sweaty, shit happens. But like to go through and have something like that, as simple as like a move like that, and it looks that way, and it's not done well, like, guys, come on. Like, they gotta hit those flawlessly. Like, those are things they have to hit. Otherwise, get it out of your moveset. Get it out of your moveset. If it ain't gonna work,
don't do it. Both of my finishers look dangerous as fuck. Right? And they are safe as hell.
Yep.
They are.
I think that's the first time you had the dude up and just dropped him straight down, just drilled him, and that I was like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's somebody check on it. He died. Somebody call his mom. Call his mom quick. He's dead.
Safe as hell. When you saw him pull him down, I was the first thing I'm doing when I'm watching the clip. I was like, oh, he's too low. He's way too low.
And then they stone cold themselves and right on the top of the dome, and then
twice.
Yeah.
Twice. You got his head tucked in to where he can't like go any further. He's stuck. You're holding on to his head, and when you drop down, instead of like dropping down like this, you drop down and you sink top of your head twice.
But like Rob just put it in the comments and that too, and that's true. If you have a smaller guy doing a big move like that and everything too, like you're gonna expect to have an issue going on in that too. Yeah. I wouldn't pick Jamal up to do a power bomb.
Right.
Even if Jamal could get his ass up there, which I know he could if he, it just like he would, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm not built like a brick shit house. I'm not some big ass dude that can go through and pick on. Doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah. And I agree. It is really dumb, that too, is that like to get a concussion from something like that. Like especially I'd be mad as hell to be Moxley and watch it back and be like, why?
Yeah. Why? What the fuck?
Because now Moxley looks like shit.
Yeah.
You got those guys that look like crap now and everything too, just because they went through this, and it's like, oh man, it could have looked better. It should have hit that drop first. 1, 2, 3, new champ. He's on top of the world. Now they're both frustrated when they get to the back, and they're pissed off at the ref. Like you said about the refs counting 3. I was in a show where Carlucci counted to 3. That's his job. He counted to 3, got to the back. The guy's yelling at him like, oh, Carlucci messed up and blah, blah, blah. And Carlucci's like, I will tell you once, and I will tell you only once. I count to 3. You don't kick out. That is a you problem, not a me problem. I'm not going to look like shit. That's not going to happen. And that's the same thing that goes for any ref in that too. Like they protect themselves. And I know a lot of the other guys jumped on that person and was like, no. Carlucci is 100% right on that and everything too.
Right.
If the ref messed up, there's a lot of refs like I've had Carlucci as a ref. I've had Ref Main as a ref. Guys that have been in it for a long time, guys have been in it for a little bit of time.
Right.
But they own up to if they messed up, they're like, hey, my bad.
That was on me. That was on me.
What can I do? What can I, kind of thing. But for just like something like that, like, Zach put in the comments and stuff like that too, that, if I was Moxley's wife and that too, I'd be pissed about that whole situation.
Oh, I'd be furious.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I would be furious.
Yeah.
Like I'm hurt.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, every time before I go out for a match and everything too, if I find out who my opponent is, I go through and I talk to him and that too, and I take him out of the curtain. I said, you see those kids over there? You got to get me home safe to them, because I'm gonna get you home safe to whoever you're going home to, kind of thing. Because that's what it is. And, and for something like that to happen, that was so unsafe. Oh my gosh. So you got all these botches, all these things going on in that too. Like, if you're a now newly unsigned talent, are you going to be like, well, let me jump to AEW where I might die?
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
I might get spiked on my head, but yeah.
You need to. They need to. I think Tony Khan released this thing saying that they're looking into it and they're going to address the issue and fix a lot of the things that have been going on. But you having the same issue week after week, you having the same issue every show where there's this major botch, there's this huge screw up, the talent's not doing stuff right. Like, we're not even going to touch on, Taya, Taya Valkyrie going for her move and the chick just kind of crumbled because she couldn't get her up because she's out of shape and she's winded and she's like, it's just so many different issues every week. Like, AEW to me has lost its luster. It's no longer that shiny new toy. It's like, oh shit, this is on. I'm going to watch something else.
And then you wonder, so you got like Tony Khan calling it and everything, doing all that and everything. But like, then you had people like Cody Rhodes that paved the way for AEW. He left. If the person who was there from day one that started the whole shindig and that too up and leaves and stuff like that too, I'd have me wondering, like, what did he see?
Like, what's that?
Besides an opportunity for WWE for him, but like, he could have excelled at AEW and just stayed there and ran the roost and that too. Right. But right. I'd love to know people's, like, seeing everybody's comments and stuff like that too. I'd love to know what everybody's thoughts are of like recent AEW stuff and everything too. That's why we work so hard when we're doing shows at CCW, at Seven Mountains, SWO, SSW, like, we're hitting on all these shows and we want to go through and bring them that good quality and that too. They know that when they come to a CCW show or they come to a Power show, that they're going to be great shows. Yeah. Will they have a mess up? Yeah, we're human. Stuff happens.
Right.
But they're not going to see that every single match. They're not going to, they're going to see, to Rob's point and everything too, they're going to see a main event quality match from the start to the finish. That's what people paid for. Seeing these shows that already are like shows, like the one show is at the end of October. Front row's already sold out. Second row will be sold out and everything too. And these are things that are great because those are those people that their hard-earned money. People,
they want to pay to watch those wrestling.
Price of that's going up and everything too, but they're paying their hard-earned money to come see it, and they know the quality they're going to get. They're not going to go through and go, hey, I'm going to pay for a show because it's just around the corner from my house. No, they're going to be like, oh, you know what? I've seen this person. I've seen that person. Like, I like what I've seen before, and that too. It might be a new venture, people that have gone with, you helped me go through and get with SSW and that too. Before you got with me with that, I didn't know about SSW, and they're not far from where I live. But it's nice to have that opportunity and go there and have that opening and everything too, that it's like, hey, you know what? I can get there, try this out and everything too. But now I can tell people all about it. Like, hey, this is what you can come to expect. And that too. People ask me like, hey, is CCW a family friendly show? Depends on the day.
Yeah.
But if they're like, hey, you know what? I want a family friendly show and that too. I'm like, cool. Valor's a good one, too. That's a little more toned down. SWO is a little more toned down. But if you want to ramp it up and you want like some hard slugging hitting, CCW, that's where you want to be, kind of thing.
Well, if you want something that's going to really kind of put you on the edge of your seats and make you go, oh wow, every CCW is supposed to go. I agree 100%. Like you said, when we went to the SSW, we talked about it. Like you and I knew going in, like, okay, so I hate to say it, we're a step above a lot of people. So they're going to be looking at us like, why are these guys doing it? And it's the same thing we're constantly, that's been drilled into us, that we drill in a lot of people that ask us. We train, we bust our ass in training to get to where we're at. And the training doesn't stop. You it's discouraging to kind of tell somebody like, oh, you got to train if you really want to get here. When on television, you have people who look like that. They look like shit.
That are shit in the bed, and they're getting that limelight and everything too. But I mean, it's those guys that go through, and like you said as well, is that we've gone into shows and stuff like that too. Never once do we ever walk in like, oh, I'm better than everybody here. No,
Right.
I'm gonna prove to them why I belong here, kind of thing.
Exactly.
And a lot of times that's helped excel people that needed that kick, that push, that like, hey, I am as wet behind the ears as possibly can be. Cool. Let me work with you. Let me get you to a good starting point and everything too. Let me give you pointers. But those people, again, back to the whole, when we talk, anybody we've talked to and interviewed so far, like, what's one thing they could tell somebody starting in the business? Shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. I've been doing it for 12 years and that too, but I'm still learning stuff. I still learn stuff every single time because it's not the same. The way the culture goes on TV, the way they see things at different indie shows and that too. If you go out and you're the guy who does flippy shit and everything, guess what? You better hope that you can do flippy shit the rest of your career, because that's what people are going to know you as.
Right, exactly. You as somebody who like trains and stuff, and I think you'll agree when you say this, you look at TV wrestling different. You watch it completely different. I know. Tell me if I'm lying. I message Rob every week about something I've seen. Like, did you see this? Did you watch this? Like, what are they doing? If I see something like, yo, did you see that, Matt? Like, talk about NXT. Like, some of these guys are just no.
Exactly.
There's a lot of work that needs to go into what they're doing. Like, and it kind of frustrates you because, like you said, you've been in 12 years and you've bust your ass, and you see these guys who, how are you there?
Yeah. Like, and you wonder, and the thing is too, is I always hate when it's like, you have a lot of people that go through and they give those chances to people that have earned them and stuff like that too, instead of like, oh, Adrian, hey, you're my boy. We've been friends. You wrestle like shit. You're gonna be my top guy. Like, no,
really?
let me earn it. But you see that a lot of times where it's just like, helping that homie out and everything too. Like, hey, I'll help you out, and it's like, no. And then you got guys like Rob Knox telling me I'm going to learn next weekend. I'm going to be sore next weekend is what he's going to say.
I'm telling you, you take all the ibuprofen that you need before the match.
You know what, though? It's going to be even easier because Ox Hog started it. Red Scorpion started it. I just got to finish it. That's all.
I don't think you'll finish it. I mean, I like the confidence. I really do.
I'll do my memorial video next week.
Yeah, you should. I'll just send me the videos.
I'll pre-record it. Got it.
Yeah, pre-record it. Like, and I'll put the Sarah McLachlan behind it. In the
There you go.
So I got you. I got you. Because you don't feel everything. Like everything. Like, a little bit of everything. No, a lot of everything. You're gonna feel it. Hey, Rob, if you're still watching, please, for the love of God, thumbtacks are his best friend. He loves something.
Listen, I just got married. I'm trying not to get divorced already, man.
He loves thumbtacks. I'm telling you, he loves them. He loves them. And you got to take the straps off before you throw them in the thumbtacks. That way, he really gets to enjoy it.
And now you're getting the middle finger from my wife. So good. So it's going to be a very quiet evening here at the Horan household after this podcast, because I'm going to be saying my prayers, eating my wheat, and do not no a tasers match. That's Ping and Adrian. That's
who said tasers match?
Rebecca said tasers. No, that's a you and Shane thing.
That's off limits. We're not bringing that out of retirement. That stays where it's at. That stays. It's it's a shock to everybody. So. Don't do that.
There's the host.
Sorry, my son's crying. I'm still crying. So
baby down.
But
oh God, maybe I'll take the canvas off and put the tacks on the wall. Oh Lord Almighty!
Yes. See, he would love that. He would love that. You know how excited I got when I did hardcore matches with Rob? I was like a kid in a candy store. I had to check myself in the bathroom. I was worried there was something wrong with me because I had run. I had to run.
Dirty mouth.
Just, you know what? take the canvas off, and then you like tax down.
Hey, is there a way you can just cut Adrian completely off? Like, just cut his
What?
mic?
Yeah, I'm being helpful. You know what? At least go to the ring.
That's because is it because I was eating McDonald's before the show? Is that?
Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
Is that's okay? I'll eat a salad next time before the show.
You made my diabetes sad, is what you did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I angered the diabetes.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I guess I came back enough to close the show out. So
we didn't even talk about Matt Riddle.
We mentioned him. Somebody mentioned him. We said something about just too much pot.
Yeah. Dana White hates him. If y'all didn't see the clip, please watch it. Please watch it. It is hilarious as hell.
Oh, Rob Knox thinks he should be our guest on Black Fridays. He'll help with the ratings.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, Rob?
Yeah.
Yes. Rob on Black Friday. I support them. Yeah.
Are you getting T-shirts made that says "I support Rob" on Black Friday?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
I'll make that shit if I have to.
Well, all right,
it's going to say pull a canvas on the back.
A lot of great shows. Make sure you get out to them, see them, look on our podcast and that as well. Make sure you guys are checking up with it. A lot of good shows coming up in that too. Whole month of October is booked. Make sure you be at a show. Don't say, man, I wish I would have gone and had to see the pictures later from Haley Photography or Cisco Photography. Make sure you're there for that show.
Exactly.
Well,
be live because it's going to be live.
Yeah. Well, guys, until next week.
Catch you guys then.
Peace out.
Later.